All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Audio looks pretty good. Okay, cool. All right. Well, welcome. I am working on a game. It is a first-person horror survival well, first-person shooter horror survival game, sort of like a Left 4 Dead, but with animatronics. Is my base idea with it. I am thinking about doing another project, although I don't want to just abandon this one. But maybe have another project that I'll do so that I'll switch back and forth and all. But it'll be along the lines of a first-person shooter as well. But I kind of want to do like a robot, driving robot kind of first-person shooter, like a mech driver or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's just idea, spitball ideas and stuff like that. So with the game, with my Left 4 Dead clone here that I've been working on, I've been trying to. It's gonna have networking. Because I've been using a library called Mirror to do the networking part, and then for the first-person shooter part, I was trying to use a library called Ultimate Character Controller. The problem is there's no compatibility pack or anything like that for the two to work together, and I've tried getting it to work myself, but just not having much luck. So basically made the choice on just ditching Ultimate Character Controller and just gonna do my own first-person shooter controls and stuff. Which is what I've been working on right now. So this is kind of just the player input script that I've been working on. I've got move and look. I need to wire up I have debug. Yeah, these. I need to get these in here. Although, okay, I need to fix this. There we go. This is kind of, I'm refactoring a script I already had, but trying to get it to work for what I need it to. Actually, a lot of this is not going to be, you know what? Hold on. Nah, I'm just going to get rid of these. I'll make new ones. That's not going to be an issue. Oh, cool. Okay, I've got set input map, set cursor lock state. These I'm gonna make sure. I want to make sure I can actually access these outside of this. Specifically, I'm going to be using it in the debug controller. These are private, so I want to keep that. Yeah, all these look fine. That looks fine. I need to actually. Okay, actually, I need to. The debug controller script is broken. I need to fix that. Go down here. Yep. Okay, so this needs to be that input map. Yes, I wanted to say debug, even though we don't have a debug map right now. And then this one's gonna be that cursor lock state. Okay. So this is just a toggle to where if we want to, this is for showing a console. If we want to show a console of true, we switch to debug mode for the input mapping, and we set the cursor locks mode to none so we can actually use the cursor. But if it's not, then yeah, if else, then we get the previous mapping, we also get the previous cursor state, and we reset that. That fixes that. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure some of our other scripts are broken. But everything looks good here. Okay. So we need a debug mapping. I'm also going to, well, we got a fire button here, but okay. I want a toggle console. That's fine. All right, so binding. I want this to be this key. Use control scheme. Well, that's fine. All right, so that's in place. Copy. I'm gonna go over here. Going to paste. So there, that up there. Okay. So, need to know, what am I naming them? Here we go. Return, previous command, next command. Cool. So return, you're going to be enter. Previous, you're going to be the up arrow. And next, you're going to be the down arrow. There we go. Save asset. Cool. Alright, so that says player. I guess I'm just gonna leave it at player. Alright, let's go into here. Okay, so we have the player action map, we have action map, we have the debug action map. Also, yeah. I also have these set to public, but I want the set to be, I want the get to be public and the set to be private, basically. I only want the input controller to be able to set these, but I want to be able to read these from outside the input controller. That's kind of how this works. So, this is me setting defaults. Binding, okay, here we go. Let's actually, we're gonna move those into methods. Private, void, bind, player. And I'm gonna make another one called bind debug. Okay, so these are currently player one, so. Oh wait, I need to be able to, okay. Hold on, I gotta do more. Bit void, unbind, debug. I could either do a separate method that's just unbind instead of bind, or I could do a toggle, a boolean here, in the it takes a Boolean argument and just does it that way. And now let's just do it this way. This makes sense. This is just for organization mostly. Technically, I don't have to do it this way. I could just list them all in there, but Okay, bind player action map, bind debug action map, unbind. Okay, cool. That and right there. These. This is gonna be bind player action map. And unbind player. Cool. Let's also put the other ones in here. So, debug. Cool. So let's actually get these set up. Controls dot not player. Well, we do need to do one for player. Sorry. Controls dot player dot toggle console dot so started, performed, canceled. What we want is performed equals, I'm gonna call this on toggle console. And you're gonna complain. Great method. Thank you. But you're not going there. Wait. See, I'm seeing this could get messy fairly quickly. But it should be fine. Okay. I'm gonna minimize these because I don't need to touch those. That's our move, that's our look, this is our toggle. Okay, so that's in place. We need to enable it. Go. And I'm gonna copy this and put it down here and flip everything. Minus and disable. Cool. So here's the interesting part. We're using this toggle console for both. We made it in the player one, but we copied it over to the debug action map. But we can use the exact same method. What am I doing? let's just copy this, paste it here, and then switch this from player to debug. There we go. And then I'm gonna copy this, put it down to here, and flip them. So that's all set. Then what I'm gonna do here, our object should be a boolean. Do we have a toggle console up here? Yes, we do. Actually, we really don't care what is received here. Honestly, all we really care about is it's a toggle. So that's it. It just flips it. All right. Well, we need to bind. Let's bind our other debug controls. Okay, so player ones are fine for now, so I'm gonna minimize those. These are fine. I'm gonna minimize that too. Yeah, here's our other controls I have set. So what we're gonna do is controls.debug. Let's do return. Return.formed plus equals returned input. Although here's the fun part. All this is doing, I need to make sure I get this right. Formed. Give me 1 second. I want to look this up. Need to remind myself on how this is gonna work. How to handle a boolean. Return input. Okay, what I want to happen is basically what I want to happen is when you hold on, let me reverse this. I want to take a look at this, some of those methods I removed, because one of those was the return. It's not gonna let me. Maybe it's in my own input manager. This is the old code here. Here we go. Performed, canceled. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I know how we're gonna do this. Because I want, when you hit return, I want it to set the boolean to true, but I also want it to set it back to false when you lift up. So in order to do that though, I have to subscribe to 2 events. On. Content. On return. Here's the fun part. I think I know how I'm gonna do this. What I want to do, I think I can do it this way. Oh, wait a minute, I can check. I'm an idiot. Hold on. I'll just do it the same way I did before. Oh. Debug.return dot canceled plus equals on return. Create method, there you are. Grabbing this. It uncollapsed everything. Okay, so on this return here, so I'll do what I did. Yeah, no, we don't need an if. Return input equals, and I'm going to, nope, I'm going to do object dot read value is button. No. Unless that is what I need. I don't think so. Nah. Actually, that's correct. That's basically what I want. because I just care if it performed. If it performed, it hits it to true. But then when it comes back through here on canceled, that'll be false. Which is what I want. I want this to be set to false when it's done. So that works. Controls dot debug dot return dot enable. Cool. I'm gonna take this. Don't need that. That. You're gonna go right here. And we're flipping it. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this and do the same thing for the other ones. So we've got next command. This is going to be on next command. Oops. Down here with the other one. And then you're basically going to be the exact same code. All I care about is if it was pressed. And then set it to false when it's done. Input equals object dot performed. Goes down here, and we flip everything. All right, and then we have our last control. We'll go down here. Dot formed. And then we set it up to disable it when we disable. All right, there's all of our controls, at least the ones that matter. All right, so where is our player? Player. don't. Player control. Well, that's not showing up for some reason. I don't know why these aren't showing up. That's kind of weird. I need to be able to pass the controls in, unless I'm doing this wrong. I should be seeing a field here. Controls.
Named spaceship controls. Or some built-in thing. It was just the name of the thing that we created. In the
Unless this is old. I don't know. Maybe it is. Here's our player control. Should be able to pass it in. Hmm. Hmm. I was hoping you could pass in the controls, but I guess not. Hmm. That doesn't make sense. Am I using an older version of input system? No, seems fine. Where's it? Oh, this is different. Yeah, this is different. Hmm. Maybe it's this side. Nope. I don't get it. I should be able to actually set this. And yet it's not showing up. Okay. Hold on. I'm actually going to... I'll pull this over here. Watch it together.
An input and an it's better, and how you can use it in your own projects. To demonstrate this new system, I've set up a sample project where I can control a spaceship using WASD stops. And all of this input system. This won't show right here. You'll see that there's now an input and an input new. And in our project settings, which actually is right here, you'll see that there's now an input and an input new. Under input new, this will be empty. If you haven't already created one, in fact, let's just delete mine right now and show you. So we delete it, and it'll say no asset, and we just need to create a new input setting. So I just hit new.
Need that. This one. And dynamic update. Huh.
And give it a name. It doesn't really matter from what I can tell, and since it's a throwaway demo, it doesn't matter at all. So now I've created this new input test2.input settings. Without that here, it's not going to work. So make sure you've done that. And then I wanted to point out the supported devices section, because this caught me up the first time through here. If you read the description, which I kind of skipped past the first time, you see that
Okay.
if you just leave this empty, it'll work with all devices. As soon as you add a device to it, it's now filtered to only work with devices in that list. A blank list just means everything, so we're going to leave it blank. The next step is to create an action map. So go right click and go to UI, or create, and go to input actions. And we should give this a name like controls or player controls. You can see I named one player controls previously. Let's just name this controls. And I'm going to delete this old source file that was there. Now select this, and you'll see that there's an edit asset button. Of course, we can also double click on it, and it should pop up this little input manager control editing window. I'm going to dock it, and I want to point out a couple parts to it. First, there are 3 tabs. We've got action maps, actions, and properties. You can see that actions, it doesn't do anything if I click on it. Nothing happens over here at all. The only thing I
Input. Input action. Let me see if I can look at this. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, annoying. Or I could just make it to where I could pass something in. Oof, excuse me. Input action asset. Maybe that's what I need to do. Needs to be input action asset. No. Yeah, that's not even gonna work. Nope. They've changed stuff. Okay, so it looks like we have to like new it up or something. On enable, so oh. We'll probably have to do this on enable. Of course, these can be set, but these, yeah. There we go. These I'm gonna move into here, otherwise that's probably gonna break. That'll go there. Okay, so I guess we don't need to pass anything. That should work. Oh, I'll just leave that. We need movement. We don't have movement stuff in place. You have, let's see here, movement controller. How does this work? Is not exactly what I'm looking for. Close though. Set movement. Previous movement. Movement. Wait, no. Previous input. Okay. I'm just call course, this is looking for a character controller. Transform. Graphics transform. Animator. We are not setting that anyway. Well, yeah, let's get rid of this part. Let's do a let's do an awake. On awake, we need a character controller. Controller equals get component character controller. Okay. The graphics transform. An animator. So we won't do the animations yet. I'm not sure how those are set up. Their movement control. Where's our input? Use input up and down for direction. Hmm. I don't remember how this worked. Hmm. Reference some old code. Authority. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have taken out the on-third authority. That makes sense. Let's put I don't think we need. Or at least not here. Now the player input controller. I do need an on-start authority in here. Now that I think about it. I'll put it right here. Of course, it's to be a network. On start authority. So basically, no. Basically, if nope. Network identity dot true if this object is the authoritative player object on the client that has authority. Is local player. Yes. Is not local player. I want there. That should work. Actually, that should work. Maybe I don't need that. This might work. So back to the movement controller. Don't think we need this. Update move. Movement. Move input. Hmm. Controls performed cancelled. Set movement. Uncancelled. Reset movement. Oh, I need to do that. That might be yeah, that would be an issue. Okay. Uh huh. Movement, move. Where's our movement? On move, on move. So what I want to do though for this, I need to have a canceled movement. I can technically use the same. How are we doing it? Really move direction. Okay. Yeah, we can probably use the same method. Object dot. There we go. Else. I want this set to a vector. Vector 2 dot 0. So if we're not moving, like if we're not holding it down, it needs to be reset to 0. That I do want. We also need to get, yeah, we need to map it to the canceled. Cool. Movement. So, land. Prevents the server from running this method. Client. Prevents the server from running this method. Prints a warning if the server tries to execute the method. Okay. Don't need that. We do need that. We do need that. And then that. We can get rid of. Well, no. that back. Uh, let's call this player movement input. We're that there, there. Equals. We need our input controller. Oops. There, there. Cool. And then, yeah, we need the input controller. These don't need to be serialized fields. There. Controller. This should do it. I hope. All right. There's our movement controller. That should be fine. Input controller, multi-object editing not supported. Oh, okay. Thing is we need a character control. That'll work, I think. Our camera. Let's put that up a bit. Okay, cool. All right, let's give this a go. This is gonna be interesting. Scenes, menu. Play. Nothing seems to be working. We have our player spawned. Our input controller is disabled. Oh, what am I looking at? Huh. Okay, so where is it? This isn't working. So we do need the art. Yeah, on start authority. True. So we can probably do is instead of, yeah, give me this. Those are defaults though. Those should be set no matter what. The real Brad. Hello. What's up? Okay, so that should work. Try this again. Clear. Play. Post. Thankfully, when I disabled the input controller, I didn't see any errors, so I guess that part's a plus. I'm doing great, Brad. Kind of working on a first-person shooter. I'm trying to get the controls down. I got these working before, and I'm trying to get them working again. This first-person shooter is also gonna have like networking, local, like not local, co-op and all that stuff. I tried getting it to work with so the package I'm using for the networking is called Mirror. And there's also another package that I tried to get to work for the first person shooter called Ultimate Character Controller, and they did not like there's no I tried getting them to work together, they just didn't want to work together. So I figured the easy solution is, well, get rid of Ultimate Character Controller and just make my own first person shooter controller, which is fine. Okay. His height is constantly changing. I'll have to figure that one out. Well, input is enabled, so something. Oh, wow. Well, input is working. I'm probably just using the wrong accesses. Also, the confined space here is not working. Well, okay. So that's not bad. That works pretty good. First, not set this confined. I'm gonna set this to locked. I looked at networking and my brain fried. Work on my first game, just writing some ideas down. I definitely recommend for your first game, don't do what I'm doing. Networking is definitely a beast. The reason why I'm doing networking is I've done a game with networking before, for a game jam, which worked out fairly well. In fact, some of the code that I have here is from that game. Um, Also, plus, as far as like from a job background, I'm a web developer, so networking is a little bit in my area. So kind of playing a little bit to my strengths. But yeah, definitely like for first game, yeah, don't do networking at all. Maybe if you wanted to do like any kind of multiplayer, you couch co-op would be probably a little bit better because at least couch co-op it's has nothing to do with networking because all it is yep, web development school. Yep. That's yeah. Steve, I didn't really did I do a little bit of web development school? I don't know. I've been in three different schools, so and didn't graduate. Two being colleges, and didn't graduate either of those. So, but I learned what I needed to do, and so I've got a job in web development. But I want to make games, so that is where I'm trying to aim for. Um, Let me see. So our problem is the axis. So this guy's our problem. Move direction. I will be moving to my next code, and I'm going to do a game design course. I mean, okay. I mean that sounds awesome. I wish I could. Wish I would have done that too. My college is a bit more generic. The first one I went to, I went for a bachelor's of science in computer science. And then the second one I went to was for an associate's in, I think it was like one of those associates in business um for information technology with a focus on software development. So smaller guy. But and I thought for a bit going to like a game dev college. I don't know. My thought on college now is don't really need oops, you don't really need college. Yeah, impressive. Although I didn't graduate from either of them. I went for about trying to think here. I went for about I think 2.5 years for the first one, and then a year and a half for the second one. The first one being a 4-year plan, and the second one being a 2-year plan, being bachelor's and associates. Yeah, all that stuff. Um, but I didn't graduate from either of them. Um, I guess where with the job I have right now, I guess I was fortunate enough to at the second college they had like one of those job fairs, and uh, there was a company there that was looking for hiring, and apparently I was promising, and they took me on as an intern, and well, the rest is history at that point. Kind of. I don't know. I left that company for another company, then pandemic happened, and then went back to that previous company, but as a contract developer, which honestly I really like. It's nice having the freedom to make my own decisions. Um, Rather than doing a full-time job. But all that's been web development, and I want to get away from that because my passion in life is to be a game developer, which I am a game developer. I have made a few games, so I am a game developer. You don't have to actually get a game dev job to actually be a game developer. I don't know if you've heard of game jams. I definitely recommend if you want to get into game development. I get involved in game jams. Game jams are basically you have a limited amount of time to make a game, and most of the time that's either um the ones I've been in is either 48 hours or a whole week. Yes. Uh, Game jams are great for experience and portfolios. I have attended four, I think now. Um, One that happens every year is called the Global Game Jam. It happens sometime around January, February. I have already participated in this year's. And then, but there's a couple of others. There's also some YouTubers that do them. If you've heard of Brackies or Blackthorn Prod, or I think there's actually one that was going on this past weekend for I don't remember. I literally just saw him. Game Maker's Toolkit. He's pretty popular when it comes to game jams as well. And then there you probably hear of like there's one called Ludum Dare and all this stuff. But the whole point is like it's good to get involved in those because not only do you get the experience of making a game with other people, and on a team and stuff, and then you also um whether you complete the game or not, whether it's playable or not, it's a learning experience. And I mean, you've got a game that you can just put in your portfolio um and just basically have for like I don't know, like job hiring situations and stuff like that. I've done four game jams and I've made four different games. Um, One of them wasn't really complete, or mostly playable, but it was it was okay. It was interesting. Um, I shouldn't say about that. I'm not the greatest, but yeah. Um, it's a good place to start, whether you have experience or not. Um, Also like well, thank you for the follow, Brad. I didn't even hear any. That's interesting. I didn't hear any sound of the follow. Oh well, I'll have to look into that later. Um, where was I? Rabbit Trail. It's game jams are a good place to start. I'd also look into YouTube tutorials and stuff like that on how to use different game engines, how to make game and stuff. Obviously the most prominent ones out there is you've got Unity and you've got Unreal. I guess since you're a web developer, um, I would recommend Unity. Mainly because the code here, this is C Sharp. And yeah, right now I'm using it. Okay. Yeah, because web development, like a lot of web development, that's what you use. You use C Sharp, or you use, if you're doing front end web development, you're using JavaScript, which has about the same feel. Or apparently you can do web development with Java, which still has the same feel as C Sharp too. So, where on the other end, Unreal uses C++. And I mean, it's like C Sharp, but it has less bells and whistles. You have to be careful a little bit when it comes to memory management and stuff. And if I remember correctly, there's no lists, which is kind of a bummer. But anyway, I need to figure out. I need to figure out why I'm not able to move. Wait. Let me play this again. I was able to turn him. Ready, start. Okay. So, oops. It looks like the confining part is working. Oh, wait a minute. Since the input's working. Oh, okay. The debug. Oh, yeah. I don't have the debug controller on my player. That's why it's not working. Okay. I know that part is. The only problem I have is really my laptop is quite bad, so I'm saving for a new PC, which hopefully can help me do more. Having a good PC definitely is beneficial and all for when it comes to game development. I know I have a custom built PC that I've had for a good bit. Although getting parts nowadays is not fun. In fact, last year I upgraded almost everything in my PC except the graphics card because guess what? It's hard to get your hands on the graphics card now. But yeah, I mean it's not bad. But yeah, having good PCs, uh, pretty good. I mean on a laptop it's not too bad either. I have a laptop and it's old, but it still runs Unity fairly well. Yeah, PC parts went up. The price went up pretty bad too. It's almost like two or yeah, it's basically almost double price. I know for like graphics cards, it's about double price. Okay, let's see here. Whoa. So we have movement in a. Okay. I know our character controller is bugging out. Wait a second. Let's see something. Oh, our character's hovering on. Okay, so our character controller is too far down. We need to change that. Because we're calculating gravity. Enter 1.2. Ah, 1.1. There's still a little bit of. Maybe not. Maybe the character controller's not. 5. I'm using Megavoxel to make some assets for a game I'm doing. Now I'm enjoying using it. I'll have to look that up. I've never heard of I don't even know. Magica voxel, I'm guessing. Um Voxel assets are a good way to start and all. Although the Unity asset store has a lot of different assets. I definitely recommend don't be afraid of using already existing assets. A lot of games use pre-existing assets to speed up development time. In fact, there's a couple games though where that's mostly what has been used is just already made assets. All right. Stream. So something odd is happening here. Actually, let's debug this. Let's see if we can debug this. Okay. there a way to condition? This might work. If actually no, let's put it here. We're gonna put a condition on this. Condition if player move input does not equal vector 0. Done. Cool. Attach. Afraid of using them since licenses and things. I'm also the same with Unity. I don't know if I should buy the other version of it or just use the free one. Your as far as licensing when it comes to Unity, from what I know, you are fully free to use Unity even when it comes to selling a game. When it comes to licensing for Unity, I think it determines the dollar amount as far as how much you made in the game, I think, or how much you're making and all. Maybe. I think that's right. As far as Unity asset licenses, any of the free ones out there, they're full. Those should be fully available to use even in commercial games. They wouldn't be on the asset store if they weren't. And then the paid ones, I mean, you pay for the license as well with that. So I know. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna attempt to move forward. Aha. Go with my mouse. Let go of my mouse. There we go. Okay, so I attempted to move forward. So what does this look like? So our y equals 1. That's correct. Move direction. I think that's right. Wait a minute. I think. Yeah. Direction doesn't make sense. So wait. Use input up and down for direction. Input up and down for direction. That doesn't make sense. Anyway. I was looking at VR game. VR game development. Yeah, I've been kind of intrigued with doing some VR game development. It takes a little bit of setup. I can definitely tell you that. I have a VR headset, and I was actually looking into that. I might make something in VR. I was thinking about doing like a I don't know. I've been really interested lately in like I just rewatched the Pacific Rim movies, and I watched the Netflix animated Pacific Rim series, which I like that. It's freaking awesome. And like there's not many good like robot games. It'd be kind of cool to make a pretty cool like moving robot game for VR. So I think that would be pretty cool for a VR game. I don't know. Be basically just be another first-person shooter, sort of. But that might be like a second project. So I gotta figure out what's going on here. Player movement. So the input coming in is correct. I hit W, which is, yeah, that's positive in the Y. If I hit S, it would have been negative. Move direction. Which that is wrong. The move direction is wrong. Because I remember I originally wrote this code for top down. But we're doing first person, so the move direction should be positive. This is on the X. That's not right. It's whatever forward is. Forward, I think, is Z. Positive on the Z. That's probably why that's breaking. So I'm going to stop this. Let me do that. I'm going to put this back. Actually, let's open our player. Yeah. Forward is, so looking at the green, red, and blue, it's Z. So forward is your Z. It's always the blue arrow. Or it should be the blue arrow. If it's not the blue arrow, then something should be changed a little bit. One VR game I'm really into is called Adventure Dungeons VR. Oh, interesting. You know, recently I saw, I don't know, it was a project for like VR for like D&D campaigns. It literally had it where I thought it was pretty cool. It literally had it to where the players could like step into the shoes of their characters, and they're like on a virtual table, and the DM is just in normal size, looming over all the players and stuff, and um, basically you can actually move around and all. It looked freaking cool. Um, whether it's I guess viable and all. That's the other thing though. Like VR, that's my one reason for making a VR game is, um, one reason why I'm worried about making a VR game is I guess how many people would actually play it, because VR isn't exactly like the most popular. I don't know. It's kind of it's growing in popularity, but still not much. If anything, if I made a VR game, I'd probably want to make it to where you could also play it on just standard PC as well. But then, I mean, the controls and everything would have to be that good as well. Okay, so instead of this, what I need to do is I need to take the Y here, and that needs to go. Actually, put that back. Switch that to X, and this one is Y. Okay. So the Y is the forward and backwards, and then the X is your normal left and right. So that should work. And it should just work right off the bat. Transform direction. Local space to world space. Okay, cool. Core activities. Yep. Coding a character. Well, sort of modifying one. I've had this for a bit, but I originally wrote this for a top down, and I was getting some really weird stuff going on. So let's see here. Okay, the vibrating's not good. Okay. So we still have issues. do this side by side. Okay, I don't want the I don't want the turning. I don't want it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to yeah, I'm probably gonna have to recode this controller. I don't want it to turn. Of course, that's not good. Right there. Okay. It's usually a good idea to put at least another cube into the scene so you can see the movement better. Oh, so instead of just a flat plane, actually have an object. Yeah, I guess I should do that. What are you struggling with currently? Well, I'm kind of doing a bit of a rewrite at the moment. So what I'm trying to do is make a first-person shooter, but with it's gonna have some networking. So I'm using Mirror, which I've used Mirror before. But originally I was trying to use Mirror and trying to get it to work with I don't know if you've heard of Ultimate Character Controller, or that's the big giant package. There's also Ultimate First Person Shooter, or various things like that. But there's no add-on or anything like that that exists for getting that to work with Mirror. So there is for like the other networking solution out there called Pun, Photon Pun, but I didn't want to use Photon Pun because I'm pretty sure that requires servers. But I'm making basically a Left 4 Dead clone. I don't need traditional servers. Well, it'll still be a server, but it's gonna be a host client kind of networking, much like Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft, sort of. Well, kind of yes, no. I don't know. Minecraft or some of those smaller games to where it's like you have your host and the other people can join that host. It's not really it's peer to peer, but peer to peer has kind of evolved to where it's not like that anymore. Like peer to peer used to be, it's just everyone connects to everyone, but now peer to peer has kind of evolved to the point where it's like almost like a traditional, like you have a server and everyone connects to the server. But thing is, that server is one of the people instead of a normal server out there. But anyway, let's. So I'm probably gonna have to just recode this. Although, yeah, let's add that object in. So here's our scene. Let's just put it right in the middle. Actually, in fact, I'll move the spawn points back a bit. There we go. That 3D object cube. There. Let's get our cube. Let's have some material. Actually, no, we don't need materials. Where is that script? I have a nice fancy script. Utility, random color. Random. Well, it's a network identity. You know what? Let's recode that. Peer has a bunch of problems, like being prone to cheating and bad connections. I guess that's why everything uses some sort of in-between server nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. That's why I think it's hard to make anything with multiplayer happen, as you also need to broker these in between servers to your players with some sort of matchmaking system, or have them set up their own servers and just have a central register. Yeah, I'm not too worried about cheating. I mean, if they want to cheat or something like that, fine. I'm literally only gonna have it. It's gonna be a co-op like Left 4 Dead, so like PvE shooter thing. Kind of just a play with friends. I mean, if you want to cheat it, fine. Not like it's gonna. I mean, you'll probably break the game, I guess, but can you actually do peer-to-peer with Mirror? It's yes, you can. In fact, I mean, I'll demonstrate it. I can demonstrate it. Yes. If I actually have my controllers actually working. Um, well, I don't know. I can still demonstrate it. I'll have to get this to warm up, but let me open another editor. Go. If I can actually get the character controller, we'll test the movement peer-to-peer stuff. I was under the impression that it's hard to punch through the net. So I have made a game in the past with Mirror, where I was able to actually get it to work, outside of the network. Um, Obviously, you had to do with, IP address. Um, so basically you had to give your IP to someone so they can, like, connect to your host if you're host. But Mirror also has a way to host dedicated servers. In fact, I was trying to do it when I was demonstrating that game. After making it, I was having all sorts of different issues because I was trying to host it in like Google Cloud, and Google Cloud was being a pain in the butt to set up. So, but I was able to like test it like locally and all, and yeah, um, it's much how it's much how Minecraft does it when it comes to peer to peer. In fact, a lot of games on a couple of like multiplayer games on Steam do it that way too. Where you can either do um you can either connect directly to another player and basically they're the host, you're just the client that's joining them, or they have a way to where you can set up a dedicated like headless server, and then all people will join that instead. Mirror can do it both ways, and I mean it works. For the demonstration, in fact, I've got I actually streamed it not too long ago. It was for the Global Game Jam 2021. Um, it was like a top down. It wasn't too fancy. It was like a top down, like Lost and Found kind of game where you're racing against each other to go find these missing items that people in this town have lost. Um, and I mean, it worked pretty well. I mean, the part that impressed me was it was like on sync. Like the multiplayer movement was on sync. Like I moved, he moved, we both saw each other moving and all. We went over, picked up items. It vanished when I went to pick up the item. It vanished for the guy I was working with. So it was amazing. So, and that was with Mirror. Okay, so that client just opened up. So I guess I can at least show you how um I can at least show you how the lobby, because the lobby at least works. I know that. I remember the first time I got basic multiplayer running, it was magical. It's super magical. It's amazing. I loved it. I did all the coding for that game, and it was amazing. So yeah, so here's with mirror. So I'm gonna hit play here. I've got it playing on the other one here. So this is kind of mirror comes with this. It's this just debug sort of thing. So if I can hit this host, and then over here I'm gonna hit client for local host. Yep, and there's your player two. Okay, I'll hit ready on player two. There's player two. I'll go over here and hit ready here. There you go. And then, it will spawn in the players. So I'm gonna hit start. And boom, there you go. The moment, oh, 2 audio listens. Okay, so that's the one complaint it's gonna have. Oh, geez. Okay. Input is still weird. So where's our other? Oh, is it still loading? Okay, hold on. Let's try that again. Without moving this time. Play. I'll host it over here instead. Client. Cool. Ready, start. Scene. Yeah, okay, so see? 2 players. Thanks, core activities. See you later. And thank you for the follow. So yeah, it works. Networking works. It spawns two players in. Let's see here. So I'm gonna move with this guy. Let's probably not gonna work or something that's gonna be weird or what. I'm trying to tell. Oh, wait, blue is player 1, green is player 2. I move. Okay, so the input isn't deactivated. So I already know what the problem is here. I have the input controller activated by default, I think. Maybe. Let's get the actual movement script working. What time is it? Okay, I've got about a bit over 30 minutes, so we're good. Calculate vertical movement and gravity. Move direction, delta time, look rotation. We don't. Yeah, we don't want that. People to animate use max. Interesting. I've never heard of Maximo. I'll have to look into that too, because that'll be interesting. yeah, so I don't need the rotation. The rotation will be by with the mouse. So what am I doing? Oh, I made a game before where I had all of it working just fine. Let me see if I can find the code for that. I had a third person controller working just fine. I think this was it. Assets, scripts, player, input handler, interaction handler, input handler. No. Motor. No, I don't. God damn. Or is it just player? No, there was an entity motor. Do I still have that project? I wonder if I still have that. Code, products, Unity. This one. Assets, scripts. Commented out a bit. Look direction. This is for a third person controller. Of course, this uses rigid body. Device. No. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong game. That's not it. Oh, I know which one it is. Um, GDEX. GDEX. Scripts. Third person controller. Oh, let's just look at it. It should be this roughly the same thing. It rotates. So I think what I might do is just I'm gonna grab these because this would just work. And this uses a character controller. I just need the rotate and the move. Animate. Cool, 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 cool. Let me put it down. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix a few things here. So, oh, we can't do it. Can't do it this way. rotate. I'm grabbing the input there. So look input. Okay, so we need player move input. We also need a player vector to player look input. I'm gonna grab this. And we're replacing that there. Look. Cool. A look speed. I don't think I have a look speed on here. Well, we'll make a look speed. Where do we have? Look speed. Oh, I put a range on this. That's nice. I should probably do the same thing for the movement speed. What did I do for the movement speed? Oh, okay. That should probably be private. And it should be supervisor. Look speed. I think that's too big. I'm gonna set this to 50. Look speed, movement speed. Cool. Gravity. You're going to be set to 20. Yeah, okay. Actually, these are private variables. So these should probably all be underscored. Let's do that. Animator. I have to change like everything, but I mean, this is how it honestly should be done. Oops. Okay. Speed. Invert Y. Oh, I gotcha. I think I did that for... Yeah. Okay, so all that does is flip. If for inverted Y. Inputs. Cool. Follow transform. If I remember correctly, I had it to where Um, yeah, the follow transform. Because I think, oh yeah, I was using Cinema Machine for this. Which honestly, that might be a good idea to do. I'll have to fix that. In fact, Cinema Machine in general is a good idea. Clamp rotation. Oh yeah, I think this is a third person character controller. I think this will work. I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to change it to where it's a first person character controller. Which honestly isn't much of a difference. The only difference is just camera positioning. That's it. There. Move. Go. Okay. I need that clamp Y rotation. Oh, I need that follow transform. I remember how I did that. This will break. Oh, transform. Basically the follow transform is just I literally just have a thing with how I did it was I just had a game object that was just nothing and it was out in front of the player and Cinema Machine would basically I'd set it to where Cinema Machine would follow that. So it's literally the camera would turn or move whenever I'd move that object. It was honestly not bad. I feel stupid already. Tree. Yep. I mean, I guess it depends on how you're making the top-down game. Is there a top? You're talking about a top-down game where it's like the shooter games, like the top-down shooter games, where it's literally straight down on the on top of objects. Then yeah, but if you're doing like a maybe like a well, I guess if it's 3D, then yeah, that's how it'd be. If it was 2D, then obviously draw that. You wouldn't see really the top of the trees. Of course, it's 2D, so yeah, never mind. It's slightly angled. Okay, that would make sense. Follow transform angles. How did I do that? The vector 3. It's a private. Okay. Where's the follow transform? I just not see it. Weird. All right. Let's go up here. Right there. Oh, wait a minute. I just need to replace it with this. Move input. Controller. That's the character controller. EV speed. Gravity. Movement speed. Movement speed? Move speed, movement speed. Okay. Hmm. Should I delete the directional light for now? Assets to see how they look in Unity. Yeah, I mean, you can. The directional light you can always just get rid of, or if you want it back, you can just put it back. There's also, if it helps, in Unity, there's this button right here. Just toggles lighting. If I open up the game view, I can just hit this, toggles lighting. So, yeah. Um, that. That's the character controller. That's also the character controller. The velocity. I don't have anything for velocity. Where's our velocity? Looks big. Push power. I don't think I have that. Velocity. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's clean this up a bit. What's your renamed that looks really? Alright, fine. Formerly serialized as, but why? This doesn't like the underscores. Okay. Oh, I'll have to change this. Look speed. Look speed calculated. Okay, that works. Oh, all right. What is this? Namespace does not correspond to file location. Ah, okay, fine. That's fine. What is this? Does not match rule instance. You want to rename? Are you gonna actually? Okay, so it changed. Did it change it for the rest? Okay, so that's not bad. I'll just do that, I guess. If it's just gonna change it for me, so fine. Cool. Reduce variable. Oh, okay. That works. Oh, follow transform. That's normal. That's fine. Oh, that looks pretty good. We don't have a follow transform though. We'll have to figure that one out. We need to find our player. Oh, that's right. We're gonna see if we can get Cinema Machine into this. All right. Player camera. Actually, I don't think I have Cinema Machine. Yeah, I do. Oh, it can be updated. I'll do that. Oh, are you looking for the Cinema Machine menu and move to the game object menu? Okay. Cool. There it is. Game object. I want virtual camera. Cool. I need. Here we go. The machine brain. Cool. Camera follow. Here. And this I want to be. Nope. Yeah, right there. Right there's good. Okay. Not exactly. Actually, I might have to see about researching on how to do a first person. Up the prefab instance. Disable the built-in camera and add a I think what we need to do is we need to change. Oh wait, no. Zero. Nope, not zero. -2. -1. Uh, there we go. Actually, no, I don't want it to follow. I don't want it to move at all. Nothing. I just want you to aim. Ooh, hard look at. I think that's what I need. No, no. Don't remember how I did it with. I might have to do something completely different for first-person camera for this. But do you know any animated software for animated animation voxel character? Not that I know of. Yeah, I guess not that I know of. I haven't really done too much like modeling or anything like that. I don't know if there was the only thing I could think of would be like Blender, but um, I'm not too sure how that would handle voxels. Probably not well at all. Um, let's take a look here. The machine first-person camera. All right, here we go.
In this video, I'll be going over a first-person controller that you can use with Cinemachine and the new input system. So you can walk around, you can look, and it will
Exactly what
go
I'm
the
trying to
direction
do.
that you're looking in. Alright, so let's get started. So I just opened up a brand new project of URP, and I'm just going to be using this scene here since it has some stuff in it. And the first thing we want to do is go to Window Package Manager, and we want to install Cinemachine. So make sure you're in Unity Registry and not in any of the other ones, or else you won't be able to see the package. We don't
Okay, I know how to do the input
repository
controls.
because we don't want 4 separate
Input manager.
centralized place helper functions so that other scripts can call these helper
Oh,
functions.
yeah, that's what my input controller is.
Our look.
Player controller.
Right click, create C# script player controller. And so we're gonna use a player controller description, the link for that. Alright, so that we calculate. And our instance does not equal this frame. Player jump this frame. And so yeah, this is now we have our character controller. And so currently the camera is not
they're using
the
character
player,
controller
so let's
too.
just add in a cube or something to make sure that we are moving in the scene. And lastly, and it changes rotation depending on where it's moving. Awesome. Alright, so let's set up the Cinemachine, which is the main part of this video. So first of all, up here we have a Cinemachine tab. And so we actually want to create a virtual camera. There's a bunch of different kind of cameras that are useful in different occasions, but in this case we just want the general one. And so a virtual camera does all the movement calculations for us, and then in the main camera you see that it has added a Cinemachine brain, and it basically tells the brain how to move in the scene. So we want to focus in on the virtual camera, and we want to focus especially here where it says follow. So we want the camera to follow our player, so we actually have to drag in our player into that.
Well, I have it as a parent. But technically it will follow. Because it's part of... Yeah. It's part of the player, so it will follow. I mean, I guess I can, yeah, okay. Follows the parent. Okay, we'll just go with that. Don't think it matters much, but whatever.
Follow. And so now you see the camera changed position. And for a first person mode, we actually want to change here. It says body. We want to select hard lock to target. So this will actually lock itself to the target and move with the target, which is
yeah. Oops. So hard lock to target. Maybe not. I mean, no, I don't think I need hard luck. I don't think I need that. I could try Blender and see what happens. I could use rigid body. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Exactly what we want. And so I've actually replaced the box with a capsule so you can see it better. All right, so now we have our camera, and we want our camera to be kind of more up on the capsule. So you can see that our camera is in the center of our player. If you'd like, you can actually right click and create an empty under the player, and you can move it up. And then under our virtual camera, we can actually replace our follow with our new game object that we just created, so that it's
a follow object. That's why I made the follow objects. Camera follow. It was I'm gonna do 1.8 or no 1.8. Okay, then you camera, you're gonna that guy hard lock to target. Bingo. Okay.
centered more at the top of the player. If you have an actual character with different body parts and bones, this is easier. But now that we have this done, let's actually make this aim in the direction that we want it to. So for our aim, we want to select POV, which is point of view. So we want to be in the point of view of our character looking out. And then you can see that it has an input axis here, mouse Y and mouse X. This is for the old input system. We're going to be overriding these values. So let's delete mouse X and mouse Y. And we actually have to override these, but how do we do that? Well, it's a little tricky and it's not fairly obvious how to do that.
Fun. That's fine. Okay, so aim needs to be POV. Yeah, that. Cool. Waited. Well, let's see how they do it.
That, since if you try to get the virtual camera itself, there's no field to actually change the input axis name. So a little workaround is that we can make an extension for our Cinemachine camera that overrides those values. So let's right click and make a new C# script, and let's call it Cinemachine POV extension. All right, so first we want to delete.
Yep, thanks, Brad. Good luck on your projects and stuff too. Oh, actually, in fact, I'm probably gonna be. Should probably end the stream here. Yeah, it's about that time. Actually, let's see if I can finish this quickly. And actually, I think I have. Maybe not. Okay. Let's see if I can finish this up. This have this script somewhere. Nope. Source code. Oh. Oop. Fine. Too sure. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be something for another time. So, yep. All right, so that is all the time I have for now. Hopefully, we can actually get the full movement working and stuff, and yeah, it'd be great to get this working. Um, but as you can see, the networking part works fine. I just need to get the movement working again and see if I can get the first person shooter parts going. So anyway, thank you all for joining, and hope you'll have a great evening or day or sleep, or I guess whatever time it is where you are. For me, it's it's dinner time, so I'll probably be getting some food. But you'll, I guess, take care. See ya.